Hello everybody, this is Mr. Avila with another problem for my students getting ready for their exponentials exam. It says here the graph shows the amount of chemical in a water tank 8 hours after the water was run through a filter. If you notice the amount of chemical starts up here at 640 and then it starts going down after 1.5 hours to 270 milliliters. Okay, so the amount of chemical is going down. So we're being asked to find different growth factors. By what factor did the algae decrease in the first half hour, the first hour, the first 1.5 hours, and then we're going to make a function to represent this situation. Now, in all of these growth factors, we're going to need to take the 270 and divide it by 640. Now, I'm just going to simplify this to 27 over 64 to get us a little bit nicer of a number. So by what factor did this algae decrease in the first half hour? Well, half hours would be 0.5, and there are 1, 2, 3 half hours from 0 all the way to 1.5. So the growth factor is going to be 27 over 64 to the power of 1/3. Now this actually does simplify. The 1/3 is the same as the cube roots, and the cube root of 27 is 3, and the cube root of 64 is 4. Okay, so here I just did the cube root of the top number and the bottom number. Now by what factor did the algae decrease in the first hour? Well, we found out that in the first half hour, it is 0.5. So in the first hour, it's going to be, how many times does an hour fit into 1.5 hours? That'll be twice. It'll be twice out of this 1/3. So that's going to be 27 over 64 to the power of 2/3. Okay, because a half hour is 1/3. So a hour is going to be 2/3. By what factor did the algae decrease in the first 1.5 hours? Well, that's going to be straightforward. It's going to be 3/3, but we already know 3/3 is 1, so it's going to be 27 over 64. Okay, comes from 3/3. Finally, if we want to write a function representing the situation in hours, we're going to use the hours one right here to write our function. That's going to be f of h is equal to initial amount, which is 640, times 27 over 64 to the power of 2x over 3. Good job, everybody. Thanks for following along. See you in the next one.